Hello guys. Today we're going to talk about some very important updates coming straight from NIO CEO. And honestly, these updates say a lot about where the company is heading behind the scenes. While most people only focus on delivery numbers or headlines, what really matters for the future of a company like NIO is how they think about product design, manufacturing costs, profit margins, and long-term infrastructure like battery swapping. And recently, NIO CEO opened up about all of that in a way that gives us a rare inside look at how seriously they're optimizing every detail of their business. There are two big topics I want to break down in this video. First, why the new third-generation ES8 no longer offers a tow hook option, even though earlier models did. And second, the rollout of future battery swap stations and why the Firefly brand has been so successful even without battery swapping. Yet, when you put all of this together, it paints a clear picture of a company that is moving away from feature overload and moving towards smart, focused, profit-driven engineering. And the best part? You don't need any complicated visuals for this video because this is about understanding strategy, not just looking at cars. So let's get into it. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. For a lot of NIO fans, the missing tow hook on the new ES8 came as a surprise. Earlier second-generation NIO models gave buyers the option to select a tow hook. That meant people who wanted to tow small trailers, boats, or camping setups could choose that feature. But when the third-generation ES8 was revealed, that option was suddenly gone. A lot of people started asking, why would NIO remove something useful? According to the CEO, the answer is actually very simple. Almost nobody was choosing it. The selection rate for the tow hook on previous vehicles was extremely low. On paper, it sounds logical to keep offering it as an option just in case someone wants it. But in reality, it created a hidden cost problem. When a vehicle is designed to support an optional tow hook, the structure of the car has to be engineered differently, even for vehicles that don't end up getting the hook. This means stronger reinforcements, different frames, and extra manufacturing steps. All of that adds cost to every vehicle coming off the production line, even if most buyers never use the feature. So what NIO realized was this: keeping a feature that only a tiny percentage of customers actually use was silently increasing the cost of every ES8 produced. When you think about it that way, the decision suddenly makes perfect sense. This wasn't about removing convenience. This was about protecting margins. NIO is now calculating everything down to the smallest unit of cost. Every bracket, every weld, every structural change is being questioned. If something increases costs significantly while only benefiting a very small percentage of customers, it gets removed. This is actually very good news if you're thinking long-term. It shows that NIO isn't building cars just to impress with features anymore. They are building cars with sustainable profitability in mind. And going forward, this strategy will likely continue. It doesn't mean tow hooks will never return. It probably means NIO will analyze which future vehicle models have the highest demand for towing and only offer that option where it makes real financial sense. The CEO also made another interesting point about how the ES8 can still meet outdoor and camping needs without a tow hook. The vehicle itself is incredibly spacious. You can load a huge amount of gear inside. NIO even sells inflatable mattresses designed to fit perfectly in their vehicles, letting owners turn the car into a mini camper. Instead of towing a trailer, people can simply sleep inside the car comfortably. So while some people might miss the idea of towing, NIO's argument is that the majority of real-world users don't actually need it. And by removing it, the company protects profit margins, simplifies manufacturing, and keeps the ES8 financially healthier as a product line. Now let's move to the second big topic: battery swapping and the Firefly brand. One viewer asked the CEO when Firefly cars would finally gain battery swap capability. His answer was very clear: around Q2 of next year. And this is important, because right now NIO is still deploying fourth-generation battery swap stations. Those stations are being rolled out, built, and stocked. Once that phase is mostly complete, NIO plans to start introducing 5th-generation swap stations. Before a full nationwide rollout of the new generation stations, NIO will likely test a few of them in real-world conditions. But the key message was this: by around Q2 next year, Firefly cars should be able to use battery swap technology. What makes this even more impressive is that Firefly cars are already selling well without battery swapping. Think about that for a moment. For mainline NIO vehicles, battery swap is a core selling point. It's one of the biggest reasons people choose NIO over competitors. But Firefly buyers don't even have that feature yet, and the car is still selling roughly 6,000 units per month. That kind of performance says a lot about how well the product has been designed. It shows that the success isn't just about battery swapping. It's about design, safety, technology, customization, and the overall experience. Firefly is a compact, small car, but it offers features and personality that people genuinely connect with. At first, many people criticized the design, especially the 3 headlight setup. It looked unusual. Many questioned it. But over time, it became iconic. What once looked strange now looks unique. People started associating the 3 headlights with meaning, the idea of 3 representing balance, strength, and unity. The idea that the best things often come in 3s. That shift in perception is powerful. It shows that when a product sticks to a bold identity, it doesn't have to chase trends. It creates its own trend. Another major point that deserves attention is the decision not to build separate battery swap stations just for Firefly. Originally, there were plans to create smaller, specialized swap stations designed only for these compact cars. But the CEO and the company realized something very important: the financial burden would be enormous. Building swap stations is not cheap. Each station costs around 2 to 3 million RMB, which roughly translates to around $400,000 for a single station. Now imagine building a second parallel network just for smaller cars. The cost would be massive, and maintaining 2 different station types would create operational complexity. By choosing to make Firefly compatible with future universal stations instead of creating a separate infrastructure, NIO avoided a major financial mistake. It also means that future stations will be more powerful, more compatible, and more efficient, supporting more vehicle types from a single location. Each new generation of swap station improves in 3 major areas: faster swap times, more battery storage capacity, and broader vehicle compatibility. That's exactly what you want in infrastructure that's designed to last. There's also an interesting dynamic in the current system. Older NIO cars actually have access to more swap stations than some of the newer models. That's because the network started with earlier designs, and compatibility expanded slowly over time. This makes older models like the ES6 or ET5 still attractive from a convenience standpoint. However, many buyers are now choosing newer models because of the 900-volt architecture. They want faster charging, better efficiency, and future-proof technology. They're willing to trade some short-term convenience for long-term advantages. And when you think about the economics of battery swap stations, it becomes even clearer why NIO is careful. Spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per station means you can't just tear them down and rebuild them whenever you want. Unless a land lease expires or a location becomes unusable, it makes more sense to keep existing stations running and slowly upgrade the network strategically. All of these decisions tell us one thing: NIO is no longer in an experimental phase. They are in a discipline phase. They are cutting waste, optimizing spending, and building for a future where the business model has to stand on its own profits, not just on vision. So when you step back and look at everything together, the story becomes very clear. The removal of the tow hook from the ES8 wasn't a downgrade. It was a financial optimization. It showed that NIO is now deeply focused on protecting margins, simplifying production, and making every design choice count. At the same time, the success of the Firefly brand without battery swapping proves that NIO can create compelling products even without relying on their most famous feature. And when battery swapping finally becomes available to Firefly cars around Q2 of next year, that product line could see a completely new wave of demand. NIO's decision to avoid building separate swap stations for Firefly was also a smart long-term move. Instead of wasting money on duplicate infrastructure, they're building a unified, scalable network that improves with every new generation. The company is thinking like engineers and accountants at the same time, balancing innovation with financial discipline. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're looking at the long-term future of a business like NIO. Now it's your turn. Do you think removing features like the tow hook is a smart move for margins? And do you think the Firefly brand will explode in popularity once battery swapping becomes available? Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.